Wednesday, 2nd of September 2015. Paper Highlights. I am Fatima Sharika and you are listening to the Paper Highlights from today's newspapers on AthavanEnglish.com. First, let's look at the paper highlights from Daily Mirror. President outlines National Unity Government. New electoral system will be a priority. House should decide on executive presidency. Those who misused state resources will be prosecuted. Intellectuals who left Sri Lanka will be requested to return. Another headline from Daily Mirror. Karu is Speaker, Tilanga Deputy Speaker and TNS Adikalanathan Deputy Chairman of Committees. United National Party MP Karu Jayasuriya was yesterday unanimously elected as the Speaker of Sri Lanka's 8th Parliament. Another highlight from Daily Mirror. The new Parliament will be a success. MR. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa yesterday expressed his confidence that the new parliament would be a success. I think the new parliament will be successful with young blood and a number of new young MPs, he said, speaking to journalists at the end of the inaugural sessions of the 8th Parliament last evening. Another highlight from Daily Mirror. Tajuddin case. Toyota says cause of fire cannot be determined. Motor car bearing number KQ6543, which was found with Wasim Tajuddin's body inside, had been severely gutted by fire. A definite opinion as to whether the fire was due to an accident cannot be given, stated W.L. Wilson, the technical consultant of Toyota Lanka head office, in a letter addressed to Colombo Additional Magistrate Nishantha Pioris. Another headline from Daily Mirror. Sajin's case fixed for trial. The corruption case filed against former Foreign Minister Monitoring MP Sajin Gunawardena concerning the non-declaration of assets and liabilities was yesterday fixed for trial by the Chief Magistrate Colombo. More highlights from Daily Mirror. Government pillars talk of armed struggle shouted down. Pivituru Hello leader Uday Gammanpilla's speech in Parliament was met with protests by some government members when he mentioned an armed struggle. Another highlight from Daily Mirror. New Constitution Oversight Committees. Ranil. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, who congratulated Speaker Karu Jayasuriya, said yesterday the new government intended to introduce parliamentary oversight committees, a budget office and a new constitution. That's on Daily Mirror. And now let's move to the paper highlights from Ceylon today. UPFA yet to name opposition leader. General Secretary of the United People's Freedom Alliance Vishwa Varnapala had not informed the Parliament in writing until yesterday night as to who would be nominated as the opposition leader from among the UPFA. Varnapala confirmed this when asked about it yesterday. Another highlight from Ceylon today. Inaugural address to Parliament. President urges national consensus. Let Parliament decide on executive presidency. Formulate electoral system equitable to all people. UNP, UPFA, JVP, TNA consensus policy document prepared. All development on green policies. Another highlight from Ceylon today. Speaker wants Gammanpilla. Newly appointed Speaker Karu Jayasuriya slapped a stern warning on UPFA Colombo District MP Uday Gammanpilla yesterday while the member was making a congratulatory address on the latter's appointment as Speaker of the House. More highlights from Ceylon today. Opposition leader to be appointed tomorrow. It has been decided to name the opposition leader and the chief organizer of the 8th Parliament tomorrow. This decision was made at a meeting of party leaders held at the Speaker's office in Parliament yesterday, chaired by Speaker Karu Jayasuriya. In addition, the debate asked for by the Janata Vimukti Peramuna pertaining to the number of ministers to be appointed to the national government will be taken up for discussion on 3rd September. More highlights from Ceylon today. Karu Jayasuriya, new Speaker. The 8th Parliament yesterday unanimously voted in Karu Jayasuriya to the post of the Speaker of the House after the Parliament Secretary General read out the proclamation by President Maithripala Sirisena. Another highlight from Ceylon today. 45 cabinet ministers, 48 state and deputy ministers. The General Secretary of Parliament was informed in writing yesterday that the national government in Parliament would propose a composition of 45 ministers of cabinet ranking and state and deputy ministers being restricted to only 48 in the national government. The 19th Amendment to the Constitution specifies that the number of ministers in the cabinet to be appointed to a national government should be approved by Parliament. A proposal will hence be submitted to Parliament Parliament, which will meet tomorrow to obtain its approval. A debate on this proposal is expected to be on the cards tomorrow. And that's on Ceylon today. Now let's move to the paper highlights from Daily News. House to decide future of executive presidency. 19th A was moved in keeping with President's election promise. It's the responsibility of the 8th Parliament to decide the future of the executive presidency and whether to continue with it and what its nature should be, said President Maithripala Sirisena. He said that the 19th Amendment to the Constitution was moved in keeping with the promise of the President's election manifesto to reduce the powers of the executive presidency. President Sirisena made these observations presenting his government's policy statement at the inaugural session of the 8th Parliament yesterday. The President was accorded a warm and ceremonial welcome when he arrived at Parliament around 2:30 p.m. President Sirisena, First Lady Jayanthi Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe were received on the red carpet at the main entrance of Parliament by Speaker Karu Jayasuriya and Secretary General of Parliament Dhammika Dasanayake. The President was accorded a guard of honor and a 21-gun salute by Triforce's personnel. The ceremonial session commenced after the national anthem and recital of Jayamangala Gatha. The President entered the Parliament chamber escorted by the Speaker, Secretary General of Parliament and the Sergeant at Arms. Another highlight from Daily News. 5 soldiers injured in detainee attack. 5 army personnel were injured when a group of inmates at the Kandakadu rehabilitation camp attacked a vehicle convoy carrying Commissioner General of Rehabilitation Major General Janaka Ratnayake on Monday evening. Major General Ratnayake, who was on an inspection of the Kandakadu rehabilitation, was leaving the camp when a group of inmates attacked the vehicle convoy, leaving 4 army personnel injured. Another highlight from Daily News. Former ITN chairman questioned. Former ITN chairman Anura Siriwardana was yesterday summoned before the Presidential Commission of Inquiry on the allegations of broadcasting advertisements worth Rs 115 million for former President Mahinda Rajapaksa, for which payments have not been made. According to Commission Secretary Leslie De Silva, the Commission has started investigations into the allegations of carrying advertisements for former President Mahinda Rajapaksa worth Rs 115 million without receiving any payments during the last presidential election. Another highlight from Daily News. Ranil tells Udaya to stick to tradition. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe yesterday took to task Pivithiru Helawurumaya leader Udaya Gammanpila for referring to taking up arms during the customary congratulatory speech to newly elected Speaker Karu Jayasuriya in Parliament. Prime Minister Wickremesinghe, raising a point of order during the maiden speech made by newly elected UPFA parliamentarian Gammanpila, pointed out that a member should refrain from speaking of weapons during the session for the party leaders in Parliament to congratulate the newly elected Speaker. Another highlight from Daily News. Kiriyalla to present resolution tomorrow on number of ministers. 50 UPFA MPs want Welgamer as opposition leader. A resolution pertaining to the number of ministers in the National Unity Government will be presented by Leader of the House Lakshman Kiriyalla tomorrow for Parliament approval. According to the resolution, the number of cabinet ministers will be 45. The number of deputy ministers will be 30, while the number of state ministers will be 10. More highlights from Daily News. A dignified beginning. The first sittings of the 8th Parliament was held ceremonially and in a dignified manner yesterday morning. The sittings commenced at 9:30 a.m. following the ringing of the quorum bell. The newly elected 225 members were assembled in the chamber when Sergeant at Arms Anil Parakrama Samarasekara carrying the mace. After he placed it on the lower rest of the podium, Secretary General of Parliament Dhammika Dasanayake read the proclamation of the President summoning Parliament. Another highlight from Daily News. 2-fold increase in DCB allocations for MPs. The new government has decided to increase the decentralized budget for parliamentarians. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe told Parliament yesterday. The Prime Minister revealed that the government has decided to increase the amount 2-fold given to the members as the decentralized budget. And that's on Daily News. We brought you the paper highlights from today's newspapers. Thank you for listening for the paper highlights on AthavanEnglish.com, and I wish you for a pleasant day.